Okay, I'd like to bring the regular meeting of the Fairhaven Conservation Commission to order for 6:40 PM on November 28th, 2016. Is there anybody here recording this tonight? We are being recorded, going out live on, public access. First on the agenda would be the acceptance of minutes of the last meeting. Would somebody like to make a motion on that?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of the last meeting with the correction of Jeff Howard. We've already put that in.
Okay. And would we, second? Okay, one of these two gentlemen over here that waved their hand can second that. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Okay, unanimous. Okay, first, under new public hearings would be notice of intent, applicant Wayne D. and Linda J. Gallant, location 357 Bridge Street, plot 30, lot 19H, purpose to construct a single-family dwelling within the 100-foot buffer zone to the BVW and within the Nascatucket River Basin. Green cards.
Yes.
Thank you. Your name for the record?
I'm Al Ewing from Ewing Engineering. Does everybody have a plan? I have other copies here if you need them.
You can open up the color copy if you want.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we've got a newly created lot here for my client, and they're proposing to build a single-family dwelling, a four-bedroom dwelling, in this location over here with a two-car garage, and you'd be coming into the end of the garage. We've been to the Board of Health and got approval from them to put the septic system over on the left-hand side of the lot as you're standing out in the street there. We are going to have to do some filling and grading so we'd have a gravity system into the septic system. We're proposing to put a siltation barrier along the property line that's adjacent to the wetlands. And of course, we're going to have a driveway come in more or less in the middle and meander down to where we have to enter the garage.
Is there anybody here that wanted to look at these plans Holly's talking about? Okay. Any questions from the board?
When was the wetland flagging done?
That was done a few years ago by actually, do you remember when that was done?
That was 2012.
2012?
It would have been 3 years, June or July.
Mm-hmm.
And we had it reflagged,
He reflagged it in the same spot, yeah.
I have that plan in the car.
Yeah, I think I've got the original plan, but,
Just need his name for the record.
Your name for the record, please?
Wayne Galant.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so the wetland flagging was done 2012 is what we're being told? So
right, and
4 years ago?
then my surveyor went out and reflagged it and into the same locations.
He just reflagged it using the plan from 2012?
Yes,
Actually do
that's right.
Evaluation?
It's-
current evaluation.
It's just there's a drainage from the street just runs into that low spot. That's all it really is there. It's,
I did speak to the conservation agent today. He had no questions in regard to that or anything else on this plan.
Because I noticed we're raising the grade, it looks like about 6 feet. Is that correct?
let's see, 103 to
So 97 off the bat.
Yeah, that's like the worst, yep.
So, okay. All set.
Yeah. I was out there the other day taking a look, and Mr. Gallant happened to be keeping an eye on the property, and he came over and I chatted with him briefly, but it is nice. The lot's been cleared. It looks like a nice dry lot. And based on the flagging and the multiple trips that I've taken out there in the past, I don't have a problem with this. Any other questions from the board at this time? Are there any abutters or other interested parties that would like to speak on this tonight? Okay, I'm thinking that we could approve this with the three standards, maybe a concrete truck washout and AED1, just to cover anything that we may have forgotten about this evening. Okay. Would somebody like to make a motion to that effect? I can help.
I'm waiting for Jeff. Jeff usually.
Oh, yeah. Let me make the motion, I'll make the motion. Let me borrow this for a second. Okay, this is for, make a motion for, location 357 Bridge Street, plot 30, lot 19H, purpose construct single-family dwelling within the 100-foot buffer zone to the BVW and within Nascatuck River Basin. That will be with the standard 3 conditions.
Yep.
Plus the ADH3, is it?
With ADD1,
Mhm.
oh, is it REC1, REC3?
ADD1. What's the concrete washout one?
Thinking WAS1 is the general one, but what is the choices?
There's one for a concrete washout, I think.
Do you wanna do it within the footprint of the structure or within hay bales? For a concrete truck washout?
I guess in the hay bales would be.
Alright, so, WAS 2.
Okay, anybody like to second that motion?
I'll second it.
Second.
Okay, Simone has seconded it. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all is in favor? Opposed, chair sees none, so unanimous. You might have to, yeah, for you. Might have to wait a couple days on getting this.
Have to wait for winter.
He was unable to attend tonight.
I don't wanna confuse them.
Could you pull
Is
this
there
out?
anything to
Yep.
sign?
Hold it. That's,
Oh, that's not.
Yep, thank you very much.
Here's the one we signed.
it's down there. And the kind of print.
Thank you, everybody.
Yep, you too.
It's like I just get paperwork.
Still looking at you.
I'm not lazy.
I know. You're still at Shell Beach as well.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, next on the agenda for new public hearings would be notice of intent applicant Francis Rigo, location 19 Silver Shell Beach Drive, plot 41, lot 42, purpose to repair septic system within a VE flood zone and within 100 foot to the buffer zone for BVW. Thank you. Once again, your name for the record, please.
Al Ewing, Ewing Engineering. Okay. Would you like a plan?
Oh, that's fine, I can see it.
Okay, my client has owned this property for quite a long time, and she's in the process of moving on. So we had to do a septic system upgrade for the property. And we're showing all the existing conditions here with the driveway and the house and the shed and so forth. And she's got a little cesspool right out back there, so that's gonna be eliminated, and we're gonna put in a new septic tank slash pump chamber. It's sort of a combo tank. It's identical to what they just installed next door. And then we're gonna have an Elgin system. It's gonna be, they call it a sand filter, but it's a raised system because of the water table.
You've been to the Board of Health on this?
We're going on the 7th, I think, December 7th.
Okay, so if we do an approval, I think we'll do it contingent upon approval from the Board of Health.
Yeah, that's fine. It's gonna have some block walls, just the way they did on this system. This was an Elgin as well. And,
Yeah, that was done within the last 90 days, that one, I believe.
yes, yeah, it was recently.
Bigger
installed.
system.
What's that?
That's a bigger system, yeah.
It's actually, I think, the same system, it's just that they were able to get 2 lines in there. Ours is narrower and longer. It's calculated like a trench.
That's a Rick Sharon system.
Yeah.
It's an Allen system.
Yeah, and,
But yeah, there's more space on this particular property.
right, and these units were a little smaller, and we couldn't really do that here, so they have a larger unit that you could get the same area. But it has to be longer.
I did speak to the building inspector on this and the conservation agent. He didn't have any questions or issues
Mhm.
with this. So, are there any abutters to this property? See none. Board members, anybody wish to speak on this?
No, I don't have an issue with this. I think that upgrading obviously it actually helps. It doesn't hurt. It actually will actually filter the wastewater better, therefore better for the environment anyways.
Definitely an improvement to the environment. I'm thinking an approval with 3 standard conditions plus ADD1. There's no concrete work. This is all block system, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So make a motion for location 19 Silversall Beach Drive, plot 41, lot 42, purpose repair septic system within a VE flood zone and within 100 foot of BDW with 3 standard condition, and what did you want to add?
ADD1.
ADD and ADD1.
Do we have a second? Ed has seconded. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none. All those in favor? Opposed? Chair sees none, so unanimous.
Very good, thank you.
Okay. You don't have to stick around. We're gonna start with you. Okay, per your request.
Great, thank you.
Oh, your folding job is, he said it.
You're gonna have to go to map folding school.
Hey, what are we gonna ask? I didn't say that, he said that.
Just waiting for paperwork. I have the file for, what do you call it, man?
Yeah, it is.
Alright, I'll look for it 1 second. Actually, handle this, I'll look for that
Yep.
file.
You signed this already, Matt?
My first file. That's all set.
You got it?
Just give me 1 second, I'll have it. Pretty sure this is it. It's the break.
Okay, that concludes the portion of, for new public hearings. Next would be rescheduled public hearings. First on the agenda would be request for an amendment to order of conditions SE 23-1170 for installation of new concrete pad after the fact, and that's also known as Earl's Marina. Your name for the record, sir.
Jim Brogan.
You're one of the partners in?
Yes, I am. Yes.
As you probably know, last meeting we discussed actually discussed and approved, put aside some money for us to review the plans that were submitted. I think I've got the terminology right. Okay.
Right, well, it was brought to my attention that no one was here to represent our company, and I'm partly responsible for that, so
Okay.
that's why I'm here tonight in front of the board, out of respect, and to be brought up to speed on what the decision was, and
Okay.
maybe get a copy of the minutes from last meeting, and so,
We can get you a copy of the minutes, I don't think we have an.
Those will be requested through the office journal. once it's
Okay, I
posted.
think I did offer, I talked to Wayne about it, he said he was gonna put it together, but I just want the board to know that I'm here to work with the town. I'm new to the town,
Okay.
and I'm new to the marina business and the waterfront, and I'm just trying to work with everyone, as Wayne knows, and you folks don't know me that well, so I just want you to know I'm here to work with you. as
I
much
know
as
you
can.
to the extent that there was partners involved in Earl's Marina.
Right,
So,
And I'm
and
one of the
Wayne did
partners.
mention that there may or may not be somebody representing Earl's here tonight.
May I?
Yes, you mentioned.
Since you were not present previously, may I state that perhaps you would want to speak to your engineer about protocol, delivery, and speaking to the board.
yes, and,
In letter formation, he said he would not deal with us any further.
okay, well, I was unaware.
Not nice.
I was unaware of that, so I apologize for that attitude, and I will talk to my partner and the engineer about that, so.
I mean, that's, he stated that he wasn't gonna talk to us anymore, essentially. That sums it up, and, we still have questions to have answered. And it's not uncommon at all for us on commercial properties to ask for an outside independent review. None of us here, individually are qualified enough necessarily to
Right,
be able to,
right.
understand the plans as they were presented. They were explained to us, but I don't think we got the answers that we were looking for.
Doesn't sound like it, yes, so.
We can continue this at this time, this hearing, so that you have an opportunity to do
Okay,
your part.
I appreciate that.
Is that, if anybody has any questions while
minutes.
it's
Yes.
here.
From last meeting.
There's a few concerns, just to bring you up to, to par. As you know, the stormwater control hasn't been installed as of the last meeting. I don't know if anything's been done since, but I don't
Okay.
think it has.
It hasn't.
In our notes is about a 3-foot, raise on the concrete pad. That's part of the plans that we wanna review and find out why 3-foot raise. Obviously, the runoff for the stone wall, where the water is actually running off right now, because there are no stormwater management right now, so the water is actually just running off right into the ocean, basically, into the bay. It's about 1,000 square foot of concrete work that was unpermitted right on the water. So those are some of our questions. So we want basically an independent engineer to look at it and tell us,
Okay.
exactly what's going on.
Righty.
As you stated, it is actually, your engineer, is it the engineer that was the Roy guy there?
I was not, I wasn't,
Gentleman from Colorado.
No, you weren't present, I know you
Right.
weren't.
Yeah, him and I really butt heads.
yes.
It was just, for no reason, other than I just had questions, and he just didn't seem to have the answers, and wanted to try and make up answers, and I got upset about it. So I think an outside review is the best way to handle it, because by no means am I an engineer, nor do I claim to be. We're here to look out for the best interests of the residents, the businesses, and obviously the environment.
Right,
And we certainly don't want to discourage business in Fairhaven. That's not our goal. Our goal is to work cooperatively in an environmentally safe situation. But when we're insulted, it's not a very pleasant
I
situation.
think it goes before that. There was an approved plan of record. There was a substantial change. There was no mention that, or request to have that change considered, and it was just, the
Right.
work was performed,
right,
and it was noticed. It's a highly visible site,
right.
and we did not get the answers that we felt that were necessary in order to allow that change without further.
Right.
We still have questions.
Well, and with all honesty, I have made mistakes with the property in other areas, and I've worked with Wayne or different parties to remedy them and to come to a conclusion, so, and that's basically why I'm here, out of respect to you folks, that,
No, we appreciate you
So,
coming here tonight, and I'd like to give you the opportunity just to come back to us after you've had a chance to talk to Wayne more on this.
right.
And,
It was actually Wayne that brought it to my attention that,
Okay.
no one was present, and I didn't know that, so I was a little upset.
Well, thank you very much for coming.
Yes.
It's important that you are represented, that way you have, you know, you have an opportunity to speak and give us your take on the situation.
Right.
We only see what we see on paper, you know, or what we see in actually going to the site visit. But if we have a qualified engineer, we have the property owner here, we're able to ask the questions that we need answered to make us comfortable with moving forward.
Exactly.
with the Project. Is it still Hebert Realty Company LLC, or has it changed?
No, it's Nascatucket Holdings LLC.
Okay, you might wanna update that with the office, cause it still has,
Right.
okay.
There's quite a few things I'm updating with the town and.
Just by you saying that, you know,
Yes.
that's why I'm looking at this going, it's probably not that anymore. So you're gonna have to update with the DEP also. Wayne will tell you, I'll explain all that to you, but right now, all the filings are still under Hebert Realty Company, just so you know. That's what we
Okay.
have here.
Alrighty.
I think, first, let me ask, is there anybody here that would like to speak on this tonight? Any board members that want to be heard from it this time? No. Okay, I think continue it to the first meeting in January.
Can I give you enough time?
Sure.
And we don't have that date set. We try to go opposite the selectmen's meetings. So until we know what the selectmen's agenda is for the upcoming year, we're not sure what that first meeting is. But Wayne will have that information probably within the next couple of
Right,
weeks.
okay,
Okay.
I appreciate it.
So can I get a motion to
So-
continue?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to continue the hearing for the request for amendment of order of conditions, SE 231170 for installation of new concrete pad after the fact to the first meeting in January.
Do we have a second? Okay, it's seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing
Well,
none.
we wish you the best of that.
Well, thank you very much, I appreciate it, and I
Any further
apologize.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, it's a motion on the door. Yeah, speak with Wayne. If you need, give myself a call. You can get my number through the
Yes,
office.
I need as much help on this as I can, so
And
appreciate it.
you've got a fair amount of time to get some things squared away before January.
Okay.
Okay, I appreciate you coming in today.
Yes, we
Thank you.
appreciate that.
Thank you very much. Okay. Good night.
Good night. Okay, the next two, somebody just wants to
Here we go.
read them into the record. We're gonna, there's been a request by Al Ewing to put those on as,
6-day continuous.
yeah, first meeting in January.
Okay. So motion to continue the first meeting in January, January 2017, notice of intent applicant Thomas and Barbara Ferrera, location Island View Road, Lot 1, Plot 43, lot portion of Lot 201. Purpose, construct single-family dwelling within a VE flood zone and within 100 foot of the buffer zone to the BVW.
Is that a motion to continue?
That was a motion, yep.
Do we have a second? Okay, we have motion, second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all's in favor? Aye. Okay, unanimous.
Motion to continue to the first meeting in January 2017. Notice of intent applicant Thomas and Barbara Ferrera, location Island View Road, Plot 43, lot portion of Lot 201. Purpose, construct single-family dwelling within a VE flood zone and within 100 foot of the buffer zone to the BVW.
That's your motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, motion second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all's in favor? Okay, unanimous. That concludes all our public hearings. We do not have any enforcement orders right now unless somebody has something they wanted to discuss under that. No amendments to orders of condition, no certificates of compliance. I do not have, Wayne said there wasn't any bills at this time, and there's no correspondence. And there's an item on here, it says discussion on aquaculture. I think that's just a typo on here. It said, we had already had that occur at a previous meeting. So,
Motion to adjourn?
do we have a second?
Second it?
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Merry
Okay.
Christmas.
Yes.
We'll be back
Can we see
before
each
that,
other?
right?
Okay, 7:04 PM.